Well, President Barack Obama says Americans have a right to be angry over the targeting of conservative political groups by the Internal Revenue Service. The acting chief of the tax collection agency has resigned as requested, and Mr. Obama vows to make changes to prevent it happening again.
Didn't you tell the truth when you were asked directly by Congress?
On his way out, America's top taxman Stephen Miller sacked for his role in a row which opponents say only serves to underline the Obama administration's intimidating approach to its political rivals. It's been revealed that for 18 months, the Internal Revenue Service singled out right-wing groups, including those affiliated to the so-called Tea Party movement, for special scrutiny when they applied for tax-exempt status. The White House denies involvement, but after a series of unflattering headlines, the president had little option but to go before the cameras.
I've reviewed the Treasury Department watchdog's report, and the misconduct that it uncovered is inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and Americans have a right to be angry about it, and I am angry about it. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior in any agency, but especially in the IRS, given the power that it has and the reach that it has in all of our lives. Today, Secretary Lew took the first step by requesting and accepting the resignation of the acting commissioner of the IRS, because given the controversy surrounding this audit, it's important to institute new leadership that can help restore confidence going forward.
An audit of the US Tax Office found it had targeted politically conservative right-wing groups for extra tax checks. If words like Tea Party or Patriot were used in applications for tax breaks, there was additional scrutiny, even delays. Some Republicans want a criminal investigation. The president sacked the IRS's acting chief. It's not the only issue to get some damage limitation by the White House. The US Attorney General faced questions over the Justice Department's seizure of journalists' phone records. In response, the White House wants to try and pass a law that would protect reporters who want to keep their sources confidential.
Republican lawmakers say that's not enough.
Now, my question isn't about who's going to resign. My question is, who's going to jail over this scandal?
On the second scandal involving the secret seizure of 2 months of journalist phone records from the Associated Press during the course of a leak investigation, Eric Holder says,
I was not the person who was involved in that decision.
Still, Congress says they'll continue to demand answers. And the issue that has plagued the administration for months, the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. At first, called a spontaneous demonstration turned violent. Republicans say the administration didn't want to admit it was a planned attack for political reasons in the run-up to the election. At the time, the White House spokesman, Jay Carney, said this.
The intelligence community, CIA, drafted these talking points and redrafted these talking points. The fact that there are inputs is always the case in a process like this. But the only edits made by anyone here at the White House were stylistic and non-substantive.
Under pressure, the White House took the unusual step of releasing more than 100 pages of emails, and it shows the talking points were changed, not just by the CIA, but by the State Department with White House approval, deleting any mention of a possible al-Qaeda connection or prior warnings. The State Department saying it didn't want to be beaten up for not paying attention to agency warnings. Political analysts say the scandals have the potential to derail, at least temporarily, the president's agenda.
Press goes on strike. They can say to the administration, you can talk about anything you want, immigration, guns, health care. We're just going to report the story that we're interested in, and right now there are several hot stories out there. And the president has got to get in front of those stories and show that he's taking action.
He's taken some action, but until he does more, don't expect official Washington to focus on anything else, at least for a while.